Hello, welcome to the Wednesday Club. It's 3 minutes past 6. This is XS Manchester, and for an hour we're talking all things football, hoping that we warm you up in your cars or in your homes, wherever you are listening. The Wednesday Club is here. You can watch all the Wednesday Clubs back. We're coming a bit of a community you want to be a part of. Isn't that right, Steve Shonyaski?
Absolutely. We want you to text in, and we text...
we want you to text in.
Text in, mate.
Text in 87711 with your comments on today's show. Give us a call now, 0345 111 7625. Steve will be representing United, and Ian Cheeseman here for Manchester City. Good evening, Ian. You okay? Come on, you Blues. The first time that you've two been together since City won the trophy. Yeah, last week. Since City
you won that little trophy that we won last
that was
year.
part of your double last year.
And now it's part of your treble.
Well, we will get to that very soon. I want you to get in touch with a couple of things tonight. We're giving you the option as Usain Bolt will be playing in the Soccer Aid tournament that happens at Old Trafford. Hey, listen, it's a good cause. The Soccer Aid tournament happens at Old Trafford. Usain Bolt is going to be the captain for the rest of the world side. So here's we're going to have a bit of fun tonight. If you can have a professional athlete outside of the world of football in your current squad, who would it be and why? 87711. We've already had a bit of tweets coming in about who they'd have in their side. Anyone that's not a footballer in the professional athlete world, who would you have in your side? The north-south divide has been creeping up again today, as Lukaku mentioned that he'd love a game where the northern teams take on the southern teams in a sort of, the best northern 11 against the best south 11. We will tell you, or we will go through our side, and we will hopefully pick in a sort of, in a clean way, no arguing, our North 11.
No arguing?
No arguing.
Never going to happen.
We'll also be talking about the winter break and playing a couple of games, including Sheffield Wednesday, which we're all big fans of in the studio. Gentlemen, good weekend then for Ian. You heard it on Forever Blue last night. Make sure you get the podcast with Paul Lake. Steve, do you watch the City game on the weekend? They picked up the first trophy of the season.
I've been desperately trying to catch up on it, because the most I've got is Gary Neville just absolutely damning the Arsenal team. Now, you were there. I've not seen it, and I've not been able to catch up on it. It's not been screened on anything extra, not been able to on iPlayer catch up or anything like that. So that doesn't say much for it. But what was it like then? Was it really woeful? Was it woeful?
No, it wasn't woeful at all. I mean, I can understand where Gary Neville's coming from to a certain extent, though. I can't help thinking that as a Red, he'd have been rooting for Arsenal, and he's thinking, why are they not putting more effort in? So therefore he's perhaps exaggerating. Now, Arsenal didn't play well. There were players who, and we know, we've talked about it many times before, Ozil, he's not exactly Mr. Work Rate, is he?
Yeah.
And they have other players a bit like that in the Arsenal side. But I thought, actually, early on in the first half, I mean, Pep said it today in the press conference, City didn't play that well, he said, in the first half. In fact, he was really pretty critical and felt that they played a lot better in the second half. And, it's always about two teams. I think Arsenal actually played a bit better in the first half, but collapsed quite a lot in the second half. And once their heads went and they were behind, yes, they were atrocious, but not quite as bad as...
Wenger's getting that point where all managers, when it seems like they're going to get sacked or they're under an enormous amount of pressure, they start to physically shrink, don't they?
The thing with Wenger is...
I know he is old as well, so he's like dehydrating through age and stuff like that. He's sort of... But he looks more like Tutankhamun every day, doesn't he? He's sort of getting smaller and his demeanour's...
to you, Steve.
Yeah. The thing with Wenger...
Will it? That's all I could do, losing a bit of weight. I'm looking forward to it now.
I was going to say, the thing with Wenger that I find interesting is when people wanted him out of the club, now what normally kept Wenger at Arsenal was the fact that he'd always pull out the top four. He'd always make sure that Arsenal playing Champions League football. It didn't happen this year. Or when his back was up against the wall, there was been a couple of times, I think it was last season, a couple of seasons ago, where he would win the FA Cup and a trophy would be... But now he's lost in a final. There is no Champions League football. Do any of you see...
Europa League? He could
still win Europa League. Do you see Wenger still being at Arsenal next season?
The thing is, it's so hard to predict because we've been saying for the last 2 or 3 years he's bound to go at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I've been at the Emirates and watched physically, a parade of complainants marching around the outside of the stadium. So it's not just people on Twitter. There's actually been physical complaints against him, and yet he's still there. I must admit, it feels like he's getting toward, more. He says it's fairly obvious he's getting more and more towards the end. Yeah. But if they were to somehow go on and win the Europa League, as obviously Jose did last year, and qualify for the Champions League, then that might be another stay of execution another year. But they can't win the League Cup, can't win the FA Cup, can't win the league, possibly can't even get in the top 4. If they don't win the Europa League as well, then
they're not really spenders, are they? Am I right in thinking that Arsenal don't really spend? Because most of the headlines during transfers is City, United, Chelsea a little bit, and Spurs, but it's mostly us two, and then the other two, and then Arsenal sort of sit, and they're kind of proving that if you don't spend, you really start to slip.
Yeah. I know, and you need to reinvest in your squad.
Yeah.
And it is coming under... I mean, I don't want to say this, but I spoke to a man in the Manchester world called Sasha yesterday, Sasha Ludd. Now, he owns Parklife, and he owns the Warehouse Project. Okay. And you can sort of relate what he was saying to what I'm going to talk about now. He was talking to me about business yesterday and about the Manchester nightlife scene, and he said that, yes, it is under a bit of crisis, but the clubs that are shutting down at the minute are the clubs that have not reinvested into their scenery, into their drinks, etc. He said they're the ones that are being shut down, the ones that are thriving at the minute, the ones that are reinvesting. And you take what he told me yesterday, and you look at Arsenal Football Club, and you look at who are leading the way at the minute, with City investing massively, but not just what he was making a point of, not just in the decor, not just in the players, but you invest in your youth, in your stadiums, in your ground. United doing the same. You can sort of translate what he was saying to me in the business world to what's happening in the Premier League. You do need to spend a bit of money, or you get unhappy Arsenal
on the
fans.
decor.
On the decor.
For some reason, he's saying you need to spend a lot of money on the decor. I don't know how that's going to make much difference.
I'll give you this. When you look at the outside of the Etihad Stadium, because it was built, originally for the Commonwealth Games and then has been adapted, it isn't as stylish on the outside. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about City. Right. And when you compare it then to the Emirates, and the outside of it looks far more stylish because they've spent a lot more money on the outside of it. So they've done that. But to be fair, they have mitigating circumstances in this massive investment. The club has been steered through, fairly calm financial waters. They've not got themselves into any deep water because of the not spending. Feels to me as if that's come to an end now, and maybe Aubameyang, the January transfer, was the beginning of a new era for Arsenal, and that's why me, as an outsider, not an Arsenal fan, look at the job that Arsene Wenger's done. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be thinking, I understand the frustration that their fans have. However, what he has done is he's not gambled the future of the club on spending big. Now, it's easy for City to do it because they had a big investment that came in, and obviously United aren't bothered how much they spend, they just go more into debt. But but Arsenal haven't done that, and in one way, you've got to give hats off to them.
You do. That was a nice chat. I want to talk now about Lukaku. that was a nice chat.
It was
a nice chat. Fair enough. Some good points were made there. I want your thoughts on what all of our tonight's. Join the Wednesday Club.
That's a nice question from him, isn't it? Yeah.
87711. Join the Wednesday Club. Give us a call if you want to be a part of it. 0345 111 The next talking point we're going to be bringing up is this one made by Lukaku, and he mentioned this in a tweet.
Point this as well.
Right.
I'm just going to turn his mic.
That's it. Your little red light's gone off.
His mic's off.
Don't worry, I'll take over now. Talking over him.
It's good because I'm in charge of the knobs, so I get to do what I like. Right, here's Romelu Lukaku's tweet from yesterday. He said, "Here's an idea for you guys. The NBA has an All-Stars game. Do you think we could organise one in the Premier League? The North versus the South. The fans vote. What do you think?" Now,
let's divide the nation. Let's have vote Remain versus vote whatever else it was, Brexit. So, any more divisive ideas for the nation? I don't think it's a great idea.
Rugby League, and it was Yorkshire versus Lancashire. Never caught on. Yeah. Nobody goes to it. Well, nobody cares.
Although it might not catch on, we could speculate.
Where do you divide? Where do you divide?
We don't know where to divide.
It's got to be Birmingham, hasn't it?
Lukaku's not from the north or the south. How does he fit in?
This is what I was thinking straight away. And also, go on. So where's the north and where's the south then?
So what I want to do now is create a north starting 11. So what are we saying as the three of us, as the Wednesday Club? Where does the north begin in the Premier League? Like where is the north for us then? What teams can we pick from for our north starting 11?
Above Birmingham, innit?
Yeah, but what does... Well, you wouldn't pick any players from
Exactly,
Birmingham
so
anyway.
they
It doesn't
just
matter,
draw
does
the
it?
line.
Yeah,
More
Birmingham.
focus more on Premier
That's
League.
like the no man's land of it there.
Let's look at the Premier League then. What is the furthest south? Would you go from sort of Stoke upwards?
Yeah, well, yeah, Birmingham, innit? So, yeah, Stoke up was it.
Well, Wolverhampton could be
Wolverhampton could be...
in the north.
Oh, yeah, well, we don't want to focus on them. Let's just
What
talk
about
about this
Leicester and
one's Premier
Derby?
League.
How did they go draw that line? Is that straight across?
Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? I don't
Listen,
think
we're not going to pick anybody from Leicester and
yeah,
Derby.
exactly.
I don't think Lukaku's...
Let's basically say it's
City
United City
team.
and possibly Salah from Liverpool.
Yeah, and Everton.
No,
from Everton.
All right, then, who starts in goal?
De Gea.
I'll go for Ederson. Shut up. I think he's up at that level now. I seriously do.
De Gea's our best player. He's the best keeper in the league. Come on, you know it.
Defenders, are we going to go for a back three?
No, I'd go for a back four.
Back four.
Let's fall out about that as well.
Back four. All right, 2 centre-backs then. No one from Liverpool for me. Would you pick anyone from Liverpool, Steve?
No, what the heck? I'm just waiting for Salah. That's all I would pick from Liverpool.
So the defence, who plays in the defence then? Is there anyone from United who makes their case for defending?
I like Valencia's pace. I like a winger.
Let's go for centre-backs first.
Yeah.
Who's your 2 centre-backs?
Bailey. Right, the trouble is it's really hard, but...
Is that Buying Company?
Yeah, okay.
There's a good sort of...
there's a compromise.
Oh, go on then, go for the compromise.
Go for the compromise.
Bailey and company. Yeah.
For the wing backs, I have to pick both City's wing backs. I don't think Valencia or Young or Shaw up there at the minute.
You could argue at the moment, without Mendy being fit, and we haven't seen a lot of him, that you could actually go for a United left back because City have been playing Fabian Delph, Zinchenko. So I'll concede that one. Definitely Kyle Walker at right back.
Well, left back then. What is there? Blin, Darmian. Who else is there?
Shaw could play there.
Shaw, yeah.
at the
Shaw.
minute.
I'd have Shaw because his heart's broken and his
It needs to be in
spirit needs
in the
rekindling.
All-Stars. Right, with the midfield, we'll go for a midfield 3.
Pogba, your favourite, and mine.
I'm not having him in any
Yeah,
team.
you
You're not having Pogba.
Pogba.
No Pogba in the Nations
Veto.
All-Stars. So you've got, I'd guess De Bruyne, Pogba, and who else?
David Silva.
David Silva. That is a strong midfield 3. And then up top, 3 up
Aguero's
top.
got to be in there.
So
Any-
right wing, yeah, I'm going Salah.
You're going Salah.
Yeah, for right wing.
Okay, and then who takes up
Sane.
your final place?
Now
And
listen.
Sane.
The thing what would amuse me the most is because Lukaku really wants this. It's my
He's
my theory is
therefore not getting
he's
in
not
it.
allowed in the team. We're not allowing him in the team. Just
Poor
to really do his
Lukaku,
head
and
in.
do you know what? I feel sorry for him because I've read many people's starting 11 from the north,
Would
and
not-
Paul Lukaku,
not in it?
who came up with the idea, yeah, he's not
He
in
won't
it.
be in it.
He's not in anyone's.
Brilliant.
If you've got your All-Star North starting 11, let us know. Drop us a text 87711. We're reading them out throughout the show.
Whatever the Southern 11 is, that 11 would beat them.
So your centre, but striker.
Yeah, I
but
can't
are we
think
are we allowed Sanchez? He's not playing well, is he? Sanchez.
We've already just discussed the 11. Then I was going to.
He was the striker that we had
Aguero.
posted.
Aguero.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, have you got an argument for Lukaku?
No. I just don't want Lukaku, and it'd be so funny. It would be so funny to tell him, it's a brilliant idea, but you're not in it.
Would he even get on the bench? Who knows? I want to talk about athletes. There is a charity match happening. It's in July. It's in July or June. It's called Soccer Aid. Now, what happens is it June the 16th?
Yeah.
Get your tickets now. That's what Ian says.
Is that the match where they have professional footballers and comedians that I used to work with that are way more successful than me?
yeah, that's the one.
I'm not bitter watching them from the sidelines at all. Nice one,
And
John Bishop. Good for you.
And they play a good game of football, and then they go from there. Usain Bolt will be captaining the rest of the world team going against Robbie Williams. What a race that would be. They are going to be announcing the rest of the team as the weeks and months carry on till June the 16th. But I thought it'd give us a good opportunity to have a bit of a laugh and think about what professional athlete outside of the world of football you'd have in your squad right now. I've got a text. I would have Tom Daly for City. He's a good diver. That's Peter in Darlington.
I wrote exactly the same thing down at about 20
Did you do
to
that?
6, yeah.
We'll go with you then, Steve. Steve, have you got a player you'd have in Manchester United?
Man marking, if you imagine Gabri Selassie man marking someone, he would be relentlessly, he would do your head in, wouldn't he? He would never leave you alone.
Gabriel Selassie.
Highly Gabri Selassie, the fastest 10k marathon and everything he did, didn't he? Imagine that guy man marking
Workhorse,
you.
someone who just run and won't stop.
It'd be like a wasp on a summer's day. Will you just go away, please? Other than that, I've got in net, you need an acrobat. So I've gone Beth Tweddle in net. Beth Tweddle in net.
What a lot of twaddle.
She's got it all, mate. She
Beth
can
Tweddle in net.
dive. She can spring in the air. She can swing on the bar.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
She can do the scorpion kick, no problem.
Tightrope walk on the bar. Anyone else you'd have before we move on?
No, because I'd have is it Lord Coe? Who's the guy who's in charge?
Yeah, Lord Coe.
You'd have him as manager.
Would you?
Oh yeah. Dark force. Yeah, I wouldn't want to cross him at all.
I guess you wouldn't. Ian, who would you have in the City squad, professional athlete that you stick?
I'm a huge tennis fan, and I think that Roger Federer.
What, big tennis with the massive balls?
Yeah, the one. Yeah,
like they have at the beach for the kids. I seen you down at Formby.
Well, those are the ones they always get signed, isn't it? Those big, massive balls.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, but he is the absolute master of natural ability and skill. He'd fit into Pep's side perfectly.
Who's that?
Roger Federer.
Just said.
No, I talked over it, you see.
Oh, right. Roger Federer. Anyone have any boxers? Would you not put Tyson Fury at the back?
Certainly Ricky Hatton could be a consideration, because nobody'd give more effort than him, and he is a boxer, of course, of some great repute.
Big Ricky or small Ricky we're talking about? When he loses a bit of weight or when he's putting it on.
The man who self-deprecates, he wouldn't mind you saying that.
No, he wouldn't. Let us know who do you have a professional athlete in your squad. Text us 87711. Have a bit of a laugh at it, and let us know. We'll read some out.
Ricky Fatton.
Nope. That's the.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that. Ian said it.
He said it himself.
He said it.
And here he is now, Ricky.
Yeah. I know, you can't get in the door. Nice one. See you in a bit, mate. Oh,
One of my games.
That's changed the tone now, hasn't it?
All right, so it's a game that I cropped up about. We've done about appearances, who's had the most appearances, who's had the most goals, who's had the most assists, who's had the most yellow cards, red cards. Now we're going to do who...
The least.
What?
The least something.
No, who is older? We're going to do who is older.
Me.
Right,
Me,
not
I'm the
you,
oldest.
Ian.
It's definitely you, mate.
Quiet, Ian. I'm going to give you two players. I'm going to take it in turns between you two, Steve and Ian. You've got to tell me who is older. You're going to go first, Steve.
Oh, okay.
You're serving because it's tennis.
No, that's next game.
Oh, that's not the next game, right?
Valencia or Wayne Rooney? Who is older?
Gonna go Rooney.
You know Rooney?
Purely for the fact that he had a rug over his knees at the United game and looked like an old OAP.
You're wrong. Valencia is older, unfortunately. Ian, we're going to go over to you now. Petr Cech or Peter Crouch?
It's got to be Peter Crouch, I
You
think.
know Peter Crouch? You are correct. 1-0 cheesy. Peter Crouch is older than Petr Cech. Now it's time for you, Steve. Jack Wilshere or Mahrez? Jack Wilshere
Wilshere.
or Mahrez?
Wilshere.
You know Wilshere?
Yeah.
You're wrong. Mahrez is older. I've got here's one for you. Yeah.
How much?
Sergio, I don't know by how many days. Sergio Aguero or Giroud? Sergio Aguero or Giroud?
I know how old Aguero is, but I don't know how old Giroud is.
Well,
that's the problem.
That's going to make it a difficult
Yeah,
decision,
that's
isn't it?
part of the game.
So you know the age of one, but the other you don't know the age of.
Yeah, that's the
So that's
trick,
what
isn't
makes
it?
it difficult, isn't it, mate?
Aguero or Giroud?
I'm going to go for Aguero.
Go for Aguero. You're wrong. Giroud is older.
That's what I meant. Is that not what I was answering?
No, I said who's older, and you said Aguero.
Oh, so
and
right.
Giroud
Aguero,
is older,
right,
so
yeah.
that's how competition's working.
Right.
Over to you, Steve, to pull one back.
But this put me level.
Yeah, Jermaine Defoe or Zlatan Ibrahimovic? Who is older?
Oh, Okay.
You know how old one of them is?
No, well,
Who are you going for? Who's
I'm going
older?
to go for Zlatan.
You are correct there with
'Cause
Zlatan.
He's like well old, mate.
Is he?
Yeah.
This is
Ian?
the last one.
Last one, you
So
get
if
this
I
right,
this,
you
I
win. You win. William or Ozil? Who is older, William or Ozil?
To know the age of one but not the other.
Don't know the age of either of
We
them.
should leave that
That's
there.
like me. That's
Is
like
it
me.
Will I Am or is it William?
William.
Which one? Oh, it's William, right, okay.
What are you going to go for, Ian? For the win. William. For the win. You're correct. William is older than Ozil. And
Really?
you want one for good luck for a final one. Mo Salah or Harry Kane?
Who's answering this one?
Shout out. Which ones do you think?
Older?
Yes.
Kane.
Kane. And you're going...
I'll go for Mo Salah.
Ian... Clean swipe. Mo Salah is correct. He is older.
He's older as well, isn't he? That's what I'm thinking.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for taking part.